but will you take out the part that says defund police?
Well, it's not a part of the mural, and we certainly encourage expression, but we are using the city streets for city art.
In other words, that will go away. You will paint over that.
I actually haven't even had an opportunity to review it, Martha.
A few years later,
I've made very clear where I think the policies have been wrong, and over a number of years. And those issues relate to defunding the police, to making the policies, treating our police officers when employment matters different than any other employee. And in some cases, they should be. Other cases, it makes it very difficult.
What is going on, guys? Hey, I wanted to come back to you, and I wanted to bring you a story out of D.C. A Texas congressman got carjacked the other day, got his car taken from him by 3 armed assailants. And again, we have truly got to understand that we are going to see more and more and more of this stuff happening because, I mean, we're not holding criminals to account. We're not. And this Texas lawmaker, he was not part of the defund the police movement back a few years ago after George Floyd, but he was part of the pushback against police, kind of demonizing police on the way. And we have got to truly understand that we need police in this country to hold criminals accountable for what they're doing.
Congressman Henry Cuellar escaped this situation last night without injury. He was robbed of his vehicle, phone, and other items in an armed carjacking. It happened around 9:30 p.m. outside of his apartment building. That was in the Navy Yard neighborhood. It's a popular area about a mile south of the Capitol building. Dozens of other lawmakers, they live there, lots of young professionals as well. Cuellar's chief of staff wrote, as Congressman Cuellar was parking his car this evening, 3 armed assailants approached the congressman and stole his vehicle. Luckily, he was not harmed and is working with local law enforcement. Thank you to Metro PD and Capitol Police for their swift action and for recovering the congressman's vehicle. Republican Senator Mike Lee, he weighed in as well, writing, my friend Rep. Cuellar became the victim of a crime tonight in what's considered a nice part of D.C. D.C. is dangerous. Something's gone terribly wrong here for far too long. Congress has the sole power to make D.C.'s laws and must intervene. So check this out. Year to date, 750 carjackings have occurred in the district. In 75% of those cases, a gun was involved. And this is the second House Democrat attack near the Capitol this year. Back in February, Congresswoman Angie Craig was assaulted in the elevator of her apartment building. Fortunately, that suspect was caught and then charged. Guys.
And Alexandria, that neighborhood, Navy Yard, where National Stadium is very popular at night. There are a lot of young people who live there. A lot of members of Congress actually live in some of the high rises. I think AOC lives in that neighborhood as well. At night, there's a lot of foot traffic. But at the same time, there's a lot of this, too.
No, you're right. And there are a lot of people who have really been trying to hold on to this idea of Navy Yard being a new hotspot. I mean, it has been for a couple of years. They have great restaurants, a lot of entertainment. If you see it, it's built up quite nicely. But every couple of months, you hear of a shooting taking place, a murder, and these carjackings, they are ever present all throughout the city.
Wow, and they didn't know it was Henry Cuellar, right? You think it was just random?
Yeah, it seems in most of these cases, they are young people, juveniles committing these crimes. I don't think they would have recognized a congressman. They might have recognized a car as being a good one to steal and then sell off.
I just got a note from one of my...
We can't just allow crime to occur. Just because people don't want to prosecute, minorities, man. We cannot allow things like this to happen. And again, we saw a major shift in this country, especially after the George Floyd incident back in 2020. And really, we saw things start to happen before that, too, especially under Obama, with the Trayvon Martin stuff and the Michael Brown stuff and everything else. We saw things kind of move in that direction. Again, they were calling for, again, defund the police was mostly after, George Floyd, but we saw things kind of go in that direction, kind of demonizing police, kind of wanting to hold police accountable for things that they weren't doing. kind of before that, again, during Trayvon Martin and after that. But we have truly got to recognize that we have to hold people to account. We have to hold criminals to account for what they do. If they're out there committing crimes, they're out there stealing, assaulting people, again, we got to hold them accountable. I don't care if they're white, black, Hispanic, it doesn't matter what they are. Male, female, it does not matter. If they're committing crimes, we need to hold them accountable. We need to arrest them. We need to lock them up, and we need to require bail for them to get out of jail. Again, we got to bring things like that back. And again, at that point, people won't be screaming racism and everything else. We have truly got to understand that, again, we got to hold people accountable, because if we don't, things are going to get so bad. We've only just begun, really. I mean, we have. I think people, they're starting to wake up a little bit. I think we have a long way to go, but I think people are starting to recognize just how bad of a problem things are.
As violent crime in the district continues to rise, leaders are expected to extend emergency legislation while working to address crime-related bills.
Yeah, 7 News on your sides. Caroline Patrick is joining us live outside the mayor's office. That's where leaders are expected to address crime tomorrow. Caroline, what are we expecting?
Exactly. So they plan to discuss this tomorrow, before the October 18th date, when that emergency legislation is supposed to expire. Mayor Bowser said that she's calling for a permanent solution.
Of course, I think violent offenders should be held accountable.
Chairman Phil Mendelson of the District of Columbia saying he would support Councilmember Brooke Pinto's crime bill.
If we're looking at trying to stop carjackings or shootings right now, talking about whether a sentence for somebody who's sentenced 2 years from now and whether it is 20 years or 30 years, that doesn't have an effect on the shootings and carjackings that are happening today.
Mayor Bowser said on Monday that there's temporary legislation that will keep the emergency legislation active until next summer.
Not only should the emergency be permanent, but all aspects of the Safer, Stronger bill that we introduced should be enacted permanently. And I think that not only is good policy, but it's necessary, I think, for the council to keep its momentum going towards legislation that's going to help keep D.C. safer.
Currently, the emergency bill makes it easier for the system to keep suspects accused of violent crimes in jail until trial, and it enhances penalties as well as creates a felony for people who shoot a weapon recklessly in public. Mayor Bowser said she thinks the council has gotten it wrong over the years.
I've made very clear where I think the policies have been wrong, and over a number of years. And those issues relate to defunding the police, to making the policies of treating our police officers when employment matters different than any other employee. And in some cases they should be, other cases it makes it very difficult.
There are currently 4 bills before D.C. Council. We reached out to Councilmember Brooke Pinto. So far, we have not heard back. For now, live in Northwest, Caroline Patrick, 7 News.
People like her, people like the mayor of D.C., they are destroying the country. They are. Again, their policies, I'm glad she realizes that a lot of her policies have not worked, have failed. But again, we have truly got to understand that people like her, they will destroy the country. And these leftist politicians, these leftist women, they are destroying this country. And the leftist men are as well. But right now, we are allowing these leftist women in office, these black leftist women in office. And again, I hate to sound this way, but we have got to understand they will destroy the country. They don't want to hold people to account. Oh, poor people, poor minorities. They don't know better. They don't know what they're doing. We have to have another set of rules for them Because again, they don't know what they're doing. We don't want to prosecute people. We don't want to go after them. We don't want to hold them to account. We want to defund the police because the police are bad. They're a bunch of bad white men. They're bad people. Again, we have to defund the police. We have to go after them because again, we can't go after, minorities. Again, stop treating people like they're stupid. Stop treating young black men like they're dumb. They know what they're doing. And when they do stuff wrong, you hold them to account. You put their ass in jail. That's what you do. You have got to understand that. But again, that's why your policies fail. Because they're based on that. We have truly got to recognize, man. Same thing with the southern border. Again, you're feeling sorry for people. Oh, we got to feel sorry for all these people seeking sanctuary or everything else. Again, I understand that some of these people are coming from pretty bad situations. I get that. But again, there are so many people we can help at one time in this country. That's it. We can only help so many. And then afterwards, we're going to be overrun with them. We're going to be overrun with people. And, there are so many people we can help. So many. And then we have to say no. We have to close our borders. We have to say no. Do it the right way. I mean, really, truly. Because, again, once this country is gone, once we have given this country away, there's nothing left. We don't want to become the countries that they are fleeing from. We have got to recognize that. And again, we are putting so many people in power, in positions of power, that don't deserve to be there. Again, we are putting so many of these leftist people, white and black, in power, male and female. But again, you are definitely going to have black females, leftist black females, that are going to destroy the country because they truly cannot see what is best. They cannot truly understand that we have to hold people to account, that we can't feel sorry for people. We can't make exceptions for people. And again, they don't see it. But hey guys, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.
You son of a